What's going on, peoples? How you doing? Just wanted to kind of put some things that I'm hearing. There is some very, very good news that's coming out, and if you watch the House Judiciary Committee and the Senate Judiciary Committee, okay, now the House has the power to uh, put cases together and bring charges, and also do impeachments. You know where I'm going? Yeah. More and more things that are happening now that Fani in Georgia, oh, it's Fani, it's Fanny. I don't know why they put, that, I guess, French, like Jesse Smollett and the Smollett, whatever. Give me a break. You know what I mean? Well, thing is that her case is falling apart. They're finding out that through, this is hearsay. That's what Newt Gingrich even said on the little show. He said this is hearsay. But he heard through somebody else, through a grapevine that's very close to the other clump of grapes, that said that he heard Fanny was put under pressure to push the case against Trump. The thing was is that they knew and they forced them to, they told them to, and all. They just went, okay, like a dumb little dog. Well, the MSM just started reporting on it Monday morning, and they knew damn well that Fanny wasn't going to have her jury pool or whatever it is for them to bring an indictment against Trump, or even charge or something. They said it doesn't matter. It has to be done. And now everybody's finding out that it's rushed, and they're finding out that it was pushed through Georgia by the deep state in D.C. Okay, now Newt Gingrich said this is just hearsay. You can take, you know what I mean? But they have very, very good ties to what's being said and who said what. That's coming out. They are doing whatever they can to cover this up. Trump, he's going to be back, y'all. I'm guessing everybody I'm hearing probably within the next 3 or 4 months, Trump will be back before 2024. And also, too, you know, the this is going to make us look like shit on the world stage, y'all. Everybody has to remember that. You got to think of that right off the bat. This is going to make us look like total dog shit on the world stage. The BRICS nations are putting money together, gold backed currency, and Britain, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and there's also a couple other ones I'm hearing that want to join that. Uh, I've got something I'll show y'all later on that I'm part of. That's the reason why I know a little bit about what's going on over there. Now, this is world economy, and I think we might be in line for maybe America getting new money. You know what I mean? The American money is the American corporation. That's the reason why they have to have the security. That's why they spend so much money to create the dollar and any bills or what that the United States puts out, is because it has to have every bit of from the security stripe in it. They've always had that ever since I was a kid. But now they put out a watermark. They put, the glittery ink. And if you look at it, the little blue fibers and all, that's actual lint from blue jeans. You know that? Yeah. Well, like I said, I've got some things that I'll show you here in a little bit, but I've got a bunch of little things that I'm trying to put together, and I'm trying not to get sidetracked, and I'm trying to keep up with my own projects, and I'm trying to, you know, I've just got a lot of shit going on, y'all, and I'm trying to keep everything because I've got grandbabies myself, okay, and I know damn well when the shit hits the fan, they ain't got nothing going on, so I'm trying to help maybe you know, an extension be able to take care of them because more than likely they might wind up here at my home. I don't know. We might all end up someplace out in my bug out spot. I don't know. But that's kind of like where we are and I was like just wanting to tell everybody that the things that are happening, the actual cabal is being brought down. We are watching the Rothschild banks literally lose their power around the world with everything. Okay, and that has been because of the Britain Crown. Yeah, I kind of heard a bunch of stuff about that. I didn't really know how much of it to believe, but now that I've done a little bit more research, I believe it that after the Civil War, you know, America was broke, and the Britain was the only one that really had well besides France, but I think at that time we weren't at a really good point with France, and that's the reason why that we buddied back up with the British, and the British helped fund the United States government to carry on. Well, they're not going to finance that and not have a cut in it. Hence, that's where we are stuck with the Rothschild banks. What they've been doing is, I know it's gonna, a lot of people are gonna be like, "What the hell?" But it makes sense. The United States, yes, we vote the people supposedly, but we're mainly run from over there. Okay, we still have our freedoms, but they've literally, little bit by little bit by little bit, been trying to push their ways over here because George Soros was somebody that's been over in Britain for a very, very long time and spending billions and billions and billions of dollars around the world, not only in Britain, but Britain, you see how so far left that they went, and Australia's the same way. They literally will go to your house and take you to jail because you made a post on Facebook. Free speech over there, they never really had any of that, and now they really don't. And they're trying to push that bullshit here. But the American people are standing up against it, and we're not giving in. They know damn well that they can't take our guns. They're trying. They're thinking that they get enough people, boo boo hoo hoo, and yeah, not saying that these little idiots that are doing these shootings don't have any grievances because they probably do, but it all seems like it's dog whistle kind of thing. It just so happens to pop up at a certain time, and you know damn well the MSM, they'll talk about somebody that's, you know, kicking a puppy or what before they'll talk about anybody doing good. You know what I mean? That's just the way they are. They're just a bunch of idiots. They thrive off of terror and hopelessness and not being sure, staying confused and all. Yes, that's what the MSM does. They don't ever give you any straightforward answers. You know what I mean? Never have, never will. Those of us that are old enough remember old Cronkite that he went over there to Vietnam and come back and started telling all the American people that it seems that the war in Vietnam will end in a stalemate. And then he just told the whole goddamn population, and you know what? They just everybody just lost steam for it. We still had boys over there fighting for their asses, man. And this punk comes back over here on his high horse, on his big goddamn soapbox, and tells everybody that the war will end in a stalemate. What do you think that does to the psyche of a country? That's where we are now. You need to always watch things that are uplifting and positive, that gives you the warrior spirit, that gets your heart pumping. You know what? Like old Mel Gibson, man, in Braveheart. You know, fight for something or fall for anything, or kneel for nothing. Well, more than Jim Jordan, Margie Taylor Greene, they don't want you seeing or hearing what they're doing. There are many people in Georgia, D.C., here in Texas, California, all over the country that are fighting back against these demons. There are patriots more and more rising up everywhere: California, Washington, D.C., Florida, Virginia, everywhere, Texas, you know. Everyone keep on keeping on. Try to gather as many as you can. Like I say, put posters out. You know, just walk through the mechanic shop. I've done it myself. Say, hey man, I've got some stuff going on. I'll be giving y'all some information, putting the flyer up and by the front door. So check it out. I'd appreciate it. You know, walk through and just say something. And they'll be like, what are you talking about? Then they'll go look. Then the word will get around. That's what it's going to take. And if you want to do an armed Second Amendment rally, here's what you got to do: call the police station, all right, that you want to do it in, the city of what you want to do it in. You and several others of the leaders and the ones that are setting it up, you go and talk to the police, okay? They might even call, you could call them and ask them to come out, clear where you're going to have it at first for the businesses and things of that nature. Tell them that you're going to designate, if you're going to have just a spot, a walk and talk and a meet and greet right there in that area, then fine. But if you're going to go from point A to point B, you tell them. A lot of people don't understand. You can do more with a long gun in the United States, carrying it, than you can with a pistol or anything else. Look it up. Look it up. Here in Texas, we can walk around with the big Bowie knives on our hips, no problem. You can literally, with your AR slung on your back, walk into any store. You can go anywhere, walk down the street, anything, as long as you're not in a threatening manner. Nothing will be, it's within your right and within the law. But you need to just clear. And if you have anybody that knows somebody that might be a police officer or something, then that might help you. Especially if you're in a little smaller place. Bigger towns, bigger cities like Dallas or what, where they have little areas, and you just have to go from there. You might have to pull a permit or something, who knows. But that's what you have to do to start it off. Little bit by little bit, you will attract people. Trust me, because everybody feels the same as you do. We all feel like we need friends, people we can count on, people we can call on, people that will stand up with us. Yes. And start your group. Don't just get names and numbers and don't do anything. Start your group the very next weekend. Have a get together, have a cookout, have a, whatever. Get people, but do it face to face. And get a bucket, a 5 gallon bucket, and tell everybody to put their phones in that bucket. Leave them alone. You know what I mean? That way nobody can do videos and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? That's not authorized. And there's just some things that the conversation just does not need to be put out on social media. Remember that. Remember that. You do not want some people, or really a lot of people, knowing everything that's going on. You still have to work for contingency. You always have a goal. You always have an idea that that's what you're going to go in that direction. But you always have to have redundant. Okay, that's a backup for a backup for a backup. And you must keep a little bit of anonymity in it. That's just the way it is. You don't want everybody knowing everything. You just want two or three, like the higher up, now the structure that's putting everything together, they the ones that are putting stuff around. And if you can get people to do to it, get a bucket, for donations and things like that, because that could help with everything from bumper stickers, a website, patches, whatever. So you can start that little, what we used to call a little kitty. Little things like that to where it will help you get around to where you've got people that you trust. The things that are still ahead that we have to go through, it's not going to be easy. I'm hearing that we are past hopefully still past the launch and missile mark, because we were very, very, very close to it. Putin is fighting them on that side. You're going to hear things about Putin and blah, 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 but Putin has been telling NATO for years, stay away from my border. You wouldn't want a crackhead just getting a little bit closer to your house all the time, would you? These godless demons, you wouldn't want them getting just a little bit closer to you every time, would you? Okay. Putin is helping. There are people that were out in the open. Pelosi, Maxine Waters, AOC, the squad, a lot of those idiots that were out there that they were pushing all the time, why ain't they pushing them anymore? See what I mean? Things are happening. Everybody from Oprah, Rosie O'Donnell, Kathy Griffin. There's just more and more information. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's going to be a lot of people. Man, Nick Nolte, oh, Beauty and Beast guy, Ron Perlman, they're all, yeah, they're yapping for that side. But when it comes down to it, they're going to be like, my God, please forgive me. Yeah. Because they're a slave to the almighty dollar. Their mansions and their people and everybody that they think that they're just so great that people look up to them and, yeah, whatever. When they have to turn around and start telling the truth too, what do you think people are going to look at them like anymore? And another thing, that's something else that I'm glad I remembered. Trump. Now this is just hearsay, but see, there was a thing that everybody was putting out, or a lot of people were putting out a pretty good while when Obama was president, and they said that FEMA were getting a lot of these guillotines. Guillotines? Yeah. Well, people started, they were saying, no, that's not true. It did not, blah, 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 you know. Well, here recently, Trump said something about putting the executions on live TV and using the guillotines that they wanted to use on we the people, use them on them. That's just hearsay. That's just what I hear. Okay, not saying that any of this is gonna happen, but that's just what I hear. Like I said on that other one, you're gonna hear some things and you're gonna be like, "Wow, really far out, man." Yes, you know. But the deal in Maui, especially when that guy put that other video out about asking Alexa, and she sat there, oh, well, the Marines caught so and so. It's like, oh, okay. Because that is their made up information thing, and boom, it said what they did. You know, I look at things a little different. I wanted to, be in the military kind of deal many moons ago in the SF community. So I know how to dig for things, look at things a little different, and put things together. And this is an epic time for us to be living through. I've got some stuff I'll show you, man, but it's a trip. And I'm still waiting to hear some things come through. And it is very, very chilling, a little bit spooky, kind of, I don't scare easy, but it's kind of like, man, it's one of those real unsure things, you know? But it's kind of like, yeah, bring it on, man. Let's go. Let's do this. So everybody just needs to understand. You hear about the Marines in Maui. Just believe the special forces stuff that's going on behind the scene. The black ops that I told you about. Yeah. And that's what's so screwed up, man, is you will not hear about it till way, way, way down the line. I hate it because I want to know just as soon, but I wished I was there. Ugh. And then I'd know what was going on, but I couldn't tell you anyway. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. You know what I mean? But that's where I am, man. And I'm trying to let y'all know every little bit that I can, right up to the point. Things are happening. And the mainstream media, oh, Chris Hayes and all these other morning morons and Joy Rude and all those other idiots, their time is coming to an end as well. Their whole show, their whole livelihood and everything is very, very well, could be, hint, hint, on the chopping block. Yeah, and we won't have to listen to them again either. I know it sucks. I know it sucks, but there's too damn many people out there that are impatient. Very, very impatient. They want to know now. Well, if you knew, you would be telling, man, shut up. Shut up. You're talking every time I get shit like that, I know it's some little idiotic, moronic, probably 15 to 18, 20-ish or something like that don't know shit themselves. They want something to where they know for sure so they can go back to their friends and then they can tell it and they can just be, yeah, oh, I just know. I just know. Yeah, whatever. Yes. And there's going to be way more of that. The issue is that all of the people that have been lied to, they themselves are going to have to come to grips with that shit. Get ready for that too. Get ready for that too. I got more. I'll show y'all some stuff. I'm going to go get some things around and I'm going to do another one. And I think that it will kind of put a little bit more in perspective for you. And if I can, I don't know if you can or you not, but I'm gonna think. I did a video on it a while back about the one money, money. Yeah, go check that one out. But I'll show you some stuff too, and I hope that it maybe that if it's not too late, maybe I can help you out on that too. All right, y'all hit me up at the D's Garage USA at gmail.com. Comment Patriot for the T-shirt, and I put a little bonus in there, but you got to email me to find out what it is. It's it's getting dicey, y'all. And you really need to get your house in order before it actually dumps on us. All of us. God bless the United States of America. Screw you commies, you know the drill. I'll be back. You have a good one. Later.